Welcome back to another Obcast. I do not have my big light on. Instead of a lamp on, because I want to have more of a home style, I want to make this video kind of short. And I am joined by a orange cream L8 that I got out of state from Kroger. So yeah, I hate Kroger. Their ads are awful. They try to relate to the youth, but this is the only place near me that I can find this. So props to them. Today I'm going to be talking about road trips, because it is summer break for most people. Unless you're one of those weird schools that don't get out until like late June for some reason and don't start till September. Which is just weird. Every school near me has stopped doing that one to August to May since the 80s. So if you're one of those weird schools that do that, you're weird. Go to the future's now, old man. Just get to the new schedule. But yeah, most people are doing road trips now. Now, I normally do a road trip during, if our family does a vacation, we normally do it in, July. I don't know why, but just do it in July for some reason. I don't really stay around here in June. We'll run errands and stuff, but I normally just stay here in June. Anyway, most people are going on road trips now. I say that. Alright, jumping over words now. Most everybody here goes on vacation later. We go on vacation near the end of, summer break, in July. I guess that's why we go later, because nobody will be there. And it's more vacant. Am I using the right word? Vacant? Does vacant mean nobody is there? Or is it not vacant? I do not know. I'm using words I don't know again. Anyway. I think I said this in an Obcast before, but the longest trip I've ever gone was from my location, which I'm not going to say for obvious reasons, was my location to Denver to help one of my dad's friends buy a pickup truck for his daughter. Thought I'd tell you some tips and tricks I've learned on that road trip and just how to, survive, how to sit down driving in the night, So we had it planned, because we knew that we would be spending a long time driving. I sat in the middle of the seat, and it was surrounded by stuff. We brought extra clothes, because we didn't know if the hotel was going to have, a laundromat or anything. We had water, we had food, we prepared for this. I know most people are going to go down to Florida, which where I live, Florida is kind of a long distance, but you can, cover it in a day if you wanted to, and you're just, and if you know how to drive, and you know a few tips and tricks, you can go from where I'm at to Florida in, under, 7 hours if you got some speed. Or not speed, don't go over the speed limit this summer. We hate the people who don't go over the speed limit. I'm not going to say the name of the city, because, again, it can probably lead to my location. But, we were going down it, and it was a 65. And I'm not lying when I say people were hitting, 90 and 100 on the same highway. One person was, a beat-up S10, and the other one was in a Ram, 2500. Now, I can understand a Ram 2500 doing that. It's basically a plane engine in it. But a beat-up S10, flattened. It's like what people in their midlife crisis drive. That thing hit 100. It's just funny to me. Okay, back to the story. First tip, carry food. All that. Now, we head through Tennessee, of course, then Kentucky, then, Indiana, Illinois. Illinois is actually, not as populated as you would. Most people think Illinois. They think how they had to be so quirky and random by spelling their name differently. But you think of Chicago when you think of Illinois. But Southern Illinois has nothing. Just trees upon trees. As well as Missouri until you get into St. Louis. And yeah, let's talk about St. Louis. St. Louis is not that bad of a city. I mean, I really only spent most of the highway there. We filled up on gas and ate at Five Guys. There's Five Guys for me is miles upon miles away. And I ate at Five Guys there, and hands down, Five Guys is the best burger joint in America. Hands down. I will be the new spokesperson for Five Guys. And they don't even have to pay me. I think they make their burgers on the spot. And not like any of that fake stuff like McDonald's, we cook it on the spot. Burger King, they cook it on the spot. Their fries, I think, are amazing. They're amazing. Like, they come in cups, like large cups about this big. I know you can't see them, but they're like a little bit bigger than this bottle. They put a lot of effort into their food, and you can really taste it. It tastes amazing. I've never yet, until then, have I ever had a burger never since then have I had a better burger at a, like, fast food place, ever. So yeah, if you ever see a Five Guys, please check it out if you're hungry. Of course, you gotta talk about the St. Louis Arch. We drove past it. It's actually quite bigger than you think it is. I remember in 4th grade, we were I'll make sure I didn't just show my face. I guess I'll crop it out. I remember in 4th grade, we were learning about, like, the Midwest. 5th, I don't remember. In 4th or 5th grade, we were learning about each region of the U.S., like northeastern, southeastern, Midwest, Southwest, and just the West, which consists of anything from like Wyoming, Colorado. I'm not going to go through all of them. And the teacher was saying, when we started our Midwest part, the first chapter was about St. Louis Arch. And the teacher said, anytime you get to go to St. Louis, go see the St. Louis Arch. And it was, St. Louis Arch is pretty mid, not going to lie. It's an arch sitting in the middle of a big city. Ain't really that big to show. I mean, it was pretty big. You could see it from like a mile away, but Anyway, after Missouri, you get nothing. And then Kansas is just more nothing. Kansas is literally nothing. Like, for example, one of the bigger cities in Kansas goes by the name of Hayes. Okay, before we get to Hayes, let's talk about, like, stuff near the Kansas City, Missouri border. So, when you get through the Missouri and Kansas border, there's Kansas City, of course. Most people think Kansas City is in Missouri, but it starts in, but part of it's in Kansas as well. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Kansas City. Kansas City, it's okay. I it's good barbecue, but really all we saw was a football field and a big building. That was it. Okay, we went through exactly the entire city. You wouldn't think it had a lot of traffic. You wouldn't think you would not think that, you would think it had a lot of traffic. I'm stuttering today. I am sorry. You'd think it had a lot of traffic, but it does not. And then you get through that, you go through Topeka in a couple miles, and you're like, hey, Kansas has a lot of traffic. What'd you know? Kansas has a lot of hustle and bustle, if you will. But after you get through Topeka is actually pretty bland. There's just a few restaurants and a few big buildings. There's nothing. There is nothing. After you get through eastern Kansas, there is nothing for the rest of the state. The more western you go, the more, like, there's nothingness. And then you get to the Rocky Mountains, which we'll get to that in a minute. But there's nothing in Kansas. For example, one of the bigger towns in Kansas, like on the map, is Hayes. What's in Hayes, you might be asking? Well, in Hayes, there's a Walmart, a hotel, 2 gas stations, and a Civil War monument. And a water tower, may I add. And that's one of the bigger towns in Kansas. Not gonna lie. We actually got to stay in Hayes. We got to stay at a hotel. I talked about my hotel stay in there for mainly an entire Obcast. It was back in, like, April, and I believe it was about showering. No, it was in April. It was in March. It was about showering. Yes, I mean an Obcast about showering. I know. It was, like, for 5 hours. I was really at the bottom of the barrel then. But I'll just run over one thing about it. The shower there, it was like one of those showers where there's a pin in the, like, faucet that you pull up and it starts the shower to come out and all that. Well, this faucets are like this, and, you know, it's like right here. Well, this faucet was turning like right here, like this. So anytime you turn it on, water is shooting out everywhere, and I was the first one to notice. So yeah. That happened. And then after, you know, we had a nice stay. We had some, like, we were staying at Hilton in Hayes. Which, yeah, if you work there, you cook good breakfast. I know it probably was like from a freezer from 10 years. I know the sausage and all that there was like probably from a freezer from 10 years. Has been thrown in a freezer from like 10 years ago, but hey, they had some good breakfast. They also had like this weird pancake thing. Like there's a batter thing. It's like a machine. It's about like the size of a pedestal. It's weird. It's weird. I think all Hilton hotels have that, but I've only stayed at 2 in my life. Anyway, we get in the truck that day and we drive off. Kansas has nothingness. Oh, and how can I forget this important detail? I forgot all about this. So before we went to our hotel in Hayes, we mostly spent the entirety of that. Hayes is in the middle of Kansas. So I'm just going to separate day 2 being mainly in western Kansas and day 1 being part of it being in the eastern half of Kansas. So during the eastern half, we spent most of it at night. We came into Kansas around 7 and we didn't get to our hotel at 11. So it was dark at night. It was August. So it got dark pretty, not that long, but longer than usual, but pretty quick for then. And all of a sudden, there are these red flashing lights for miles to see. And Kansas is flat, so you can't see. So you can see forever and ever since it's flat. Forever, I mean hypothetically, but you know what I mean. And it's just wind turbines from 50 miles away. They all have red lights on that blink. Like, suddenly. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's sad, but also amazing. That's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So yeah, anyway, we got out of there. We were actually able to see the wind turbines in the morning. That was pretty cool. And you don't have no clue how one of the blades on a wind turbine is. You probably have no clue how big they are. We saw a semi-truck coming by, and like one of those blades took up 2 entire trailers. Like, wow. We got to Colorado. Stopped at a local station. Some lady was pointing us a map. Then we got back in the truck, went all the way to Denver, picked up the truck, saw some of the new trucks for that year, which was 2020, the new, 2021 Chevrolet whatevers. They don't have a latch on the tailgate anymore. It's just open. What are they going to do? I hate trucks that are, way too modern. I want, an electronic guy, what they put on the old Cadillacs in the 50s on my car. I don't want a freaking iPad in mine. Am I the only person who thinks this? I know somebody who I know kind of well who bought a new 2022 Ram and locked themselves in it. Locked themselves in and could not get out because it was too technologically, approved. Which might sound like a good thing, but it's awful. He locked himself out of it for 2 hours straight. Anyway, so we were, we got the truck and we started driving home. This time we went to the same hotel, which was again over flat land, kind of the same thing. We drove back. Nothing really out of the blue happened. I believe I've talked about this in Obcast before, but I'll keep talking about it. I just forgot that I'm talking about an entire trip. And this is supposed to be a road trip tips hack. And I've only shared one tip, and I do not care at all. I'm just telling you about a trip, and I think that's cool. So yeah, like I talked about before, there's nothingness. We got back into St. Louis. It was around 7 p.m. There was a lot of people crowding in the streets and stuff. We brought a CB radio with us. All the people, we brought a CB radio with us. All the people were mad about the people on the road. That's how St. Louis is like every damn glad I don't live there, yada, yada, yada. We head back. We come through Indiana on our way back. We stop at, a national park. Not really a national park. It's more of a rest station. It's a rest station, where truckers will park their trucks and sleep for the night. There's a bathroom in there. There's a few maps, and there's, a vending machine. Just for, truckers, if you don't know what a resting spot is, it's basically, for truckers, if they're driving at night, they can pull in here, leave their truck on, sleep, maybe give them something to eat and a coffee, and just sleep. So we go in here to use the bathroom. I have leftovers from that night. We ate, some restaurant. I had, some wings and shrimp. Probably got me, the old salmonella, if you know what I mean, the old academy, if you will. I almost got the old Academy, I meant, because that shrimp was like 11 hours old at the time. And it was in like a styrofoam, like, container that's been sitting in a hot truck for the past 11 hours. I'm getting off topic. So anyway, I ate that, and then we walked back. We walked into the thing to use the bathroom, and the whole guard was asleep. We walked past him, he was asleep. Didn't know we were in there. We walked back out. We didn't do anything, of course, but he was asleep. I thought it was weird. We head back. It was like 1 when we got home. Took a shower and went to bed. That's it. I just told you a story. I hope you enjoyed this one. I have a big ranking video planned. It should be like no more than, it should be like 3 to 5.5 hours at least, maybe even more. It's about like bad movies, or rank a certain type of bad movie. It consists of 107, if that helps anybody narrow it down. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this Obcast. I might have one out on the 15th later.